What's poppin', gamers? My name is SRS Fico, and welcome to Stark Raving Sports. There, that's it. That's the whole intro. So I don't want to hear any bitching in the comments about, oh, the video starts at 1 minute 10 seconds. You goddamn goobers. Every single July, the best baseball players the MLB has to offer convene for the MLB All-Star game. An exhibition game where the best of the best duke it out for our entertainment. I just bumped my desk, I'm so sorry. For our entertainment. Many of the most talented and recognizable players in the game have some of their finest moments on that stage. Except for an unfathomable time where the best hitter in the league was not there. Not during his prime, and not ever in his entire career. How could the best hitter in baseball never once be an all-star? This is Travis Hafner. He was born in Jamestown, North Dakota, and from 2004 to 2006, he powdered balls like no other. A rival pitching coach once said he could hit a ball out of Yellowstone. Yeah, I'll believe it when horse foreskin flies. Baseballs were never actually made out of horse foreskin, but holy shit, that would have been so funny. But anyways, getting back to the topic, he was still really good, so
let's talk about that.
Oh, and real quick, just a little tidbit. He also hit a real home run in a celebrity softball game a couple years ago. Like, legit over the fence. So that's cool. Travis played for the Cleveland, I'm gonna call them the Guardians, because it's my video and I can do whatever I want. At the time, and he was, no question, the best hitter in at least the American League. He led AL hitters in, get ready for the list, on-base percentage, OPS, OPS+, WRC+, Fangraphs offensive rating, and WOBA. I like that last one. WOBA. Those are pretty big boy baseball stats if you didn't know. All you really need to know here with those is that those are good things to be good at. And my guy, he was no worse than the top 5 in all of those. He also very well could have been the best left-handed hitter in baseball too. Only there was this one guy who existed at the time that when he was healthy was a baseball cheat code. It was good old Barry Bonds. Facing him was like getting in a fight with a tweaker who just did meth, crack, and PCP all at the same time. Like, you're done. It's over. And that was the only left-handed hitter better than Travis Hafner at this time. That's crazy. Travis also holds a pretty incredible record too.
Mr. Grand Slam.
In 2006, he hit 6 Grand Slams. Let me say that again. He hit 6 Grand Slams. Hitting just one requires a good bit of good luck in the first place, and Travis hit 6 in 1 year. He led the AL in OPS Plus in 2004, and in 2006, he led all of baseball. If you don't know what OPS Plus means, here you go. His 182 OPS Plus in 2006 was crazy. Leading baseball in that, he absolutely had a case in his favor for the best hitter, even with guys like Albert Pujols. I don't even have to make a joke about that one. Shit writes itself. Am I immature? Yes. Do I care? Nope. And Ryan Howard doing their thing that year. He did everything right. He was a high average hitter, topping out at 311 in 2004. He drew 100 walks in 2006 and also 2007. He drove in over 100 runs for 4 straight years. He even smacked 42 home runs in 2006. He did everything right when he stepped up to the plate. Easily the best pure hitter in baseball. You could even make the argument that he was the best hitter in the world at what he did. Hey guys, it's Editor Fico here. What the fuck did I just say? He was the best hitter in the world at what he did? What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I am sorry. I'll be better in the future. Let's get back to the video. He also earned himself his very own nickname at the time, Pronk. What does that mean? Is that a new Pokemon starter? That's the new starter, isn't it? It's probably the green one that everyone keeps calling a weed leaf. Well, nope. Apparently it came from Project and Donkey, which they shortened to Prunky and then to Pronk. Just baseball things.
This guy's throwing shit.
Pronk was feared around baseball for his insane power potential and ability to get on base. His stats aged really well in that regard, unlike Bill Cosby. And yet, he never once made the All-Star team. How? During this time, the structure of the All-Star game itself came back to bite Travis. In 2 of the 3 All-Star games during this period where he was cracked out of his mind, the game was played in a National League park. They still hadn't progressed to the point where the All-Star games always had a DH yet. So pitchers were still going out there and trying their hardest in the box on national television. Travis was a DH, and that meant his roster spot was thinned to begin with. The MLB All-Star game also has a requirement where at least one player from each team has to be on the All-Star roster. And considering DH is a position where you might get 2 guys on the roster, this comes into play. David Ortiz was still very popular at this time, so whether or not the fans, players, or managers were the ones to do it, he was definitely going to be one of those DH slots. The other first base DH types scream either popularity contest or had to be on the roster for a participation trophy. Ken Harvey? Let's just say not as good as Travis Hafner. After this video, go look up their stats and try to process how one was an all-star and the other wasn't. Here's a hint. The Royals stunk like dog shit that was eaten, vomited up, and pissed on, and they needed a filler guy. And Shea Hillenbrand genuinely have no idea how this guy edged out Travis in 2005. The more we research this, the less the all-star snubs made any sense. We looked to see if maybe Travis was a way better hitter after the all-star break every year, but that wasn't the case. After all, they do play the all-star game in July before some guys make or break their seasons. And that's why Taijuan Walker, with his 4.47 ERA in 2021, made the All-Star game. So, I mean, it wasn't like he slumped before the game each of these years. He was still raking every year in the first half as well as the second half. The deck just seemed to be stacked against him. The best pure hitter in the American League, and maybe even the best hitter of all of 2006, was never recognized as an All-Star, and that's wrong.
This is not okay.
Let's put our modern glasses on and give him the praise and dick sucking that he deserves. I mean, he probably got his dick sucked plenty of times, but you know what I mean. Let's talk about WAR real quick. If you don't know what WAR is, I'll put the definition on screen. Designated hitters like Travis typically have deflated WARs because they literally don't play any defense. So, I mean, it's not like they can really chip in too much in this part of the game. Even so, Travis posted a WAR over 5 in each of 2004, 2005, and 2006, which is considered to be all-star level. He also had a higher WAR in these 3 years, one by one, than David Ortiz did. Not just a higher cumulative WAR, but a higher WAR in each separate season. And this is by both Baseball Reference and Fangraphs WAR. David Ortiz became a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Travis Hafner was forgotten. When it came time to dish out awards every season, he consistently underperformed as well, never finishing higher than 5th in the AL MVP voting. He also never won a Silver Slugger. That also went to David Ortiz. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling David Ortiz. With Universal DH coming to Major League Baseball this season, let Travis Hafner's story serve as a cautionary tale not to overlook some of the best in the business in what has proven to be an ultra-competitive position for recognition due to its relatively low representation in the All-Star Game, award voting, and Hall of Fame. And just as Travis was looking like he was going to turn a corner into becoming a hitting god, God turned the corner into a baseball bat and started beating the shit out of him with it. Eventually, it just turned into a matter of whether he could stay healthy or not, and he wasn't able to stay on the field consistently for the last few years of his career, which would have forced him into retirement just 7 years after posting 182 OPS plus. And this whole situation was just so not fair, especially considering he was Grady Sizemore's partner in crime in this era. And we have a whole other video about how he was overlooked right before injuries derailed his career too. Very few people outside of Cleveland recognize the extent of how good Travis Hafner was at obliterating baseballs. Even if you want to argue this is the equivalent of picking up a nuke after you've already died in your zombies game, Mike, the channel owner, wanted me to add that part. Look at him go. Go, Mike, go! I'd say a little bit of credit is better than none at all. His career 134 OPS plus averages out to be well above the average all-star level. His career 378 on-base percentage also showed that he wasn't just a one-dimensional slugger. And while Major League Baseball and its fans have failed to bestow an all-star game nod to one of the sport's best hitters, that shouldn't always matter. Outside recognition doesn't have to be your only source of validation. Even without that, he still carved his way into the history books and into our hearts. Although recognition is pretty dope too. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I don't know, share it with a friend. Follow me on Twitter. I'll put it on screen now. That'd be cool. Anyways, love you forever.